Hi, I'm Frederica. Welcome to Monday Motivation. I hope that you have enjoyed the journey so far. We are at the beginning of it, but I myself have learned some things and grown in some ways that have inspired me to go further in my journey. And I hope that this time frame has helped you to and inspired you to move forward in yours too. So have you ever met a confident woman? What did you admire about her? What were some of your initial thoughts? Were you turned off by the way she displayed her confidence? Could you relate? Was there anything about her that you found yourself wanting to emulate? I want to talk about confidence today. I celebrate you if you're full of confidence, but just like a battery, confidence can use a recharge every now and then. The last time we spoke, we connected with points of self-esteem. Self-esteem is to know and accept who you are, flaws and all. And it bears noting that the icing on the cake is to love, embrace, and celebrate you as you are without any changes or upgrades, simply and completely you. Self-confidence, though, is a bit different. Self-confidence is unfiltered certainty in your gifts and your abilities, the things that come naturally to you. You didn't have to learn or cultivate them. And skills being the ones that you do. From our childhood, we're rewarded for our achievements. Some would say overachievement. Going above and beyond, running the fastest, getting A+ and 5 stars and smiley face stickers on our papers, being the first to turn in our assignments, sitting at the front of the class, leading the front of the line. But as we grow from girl to adulthood, we're taught to minimize, downplay, teen play, defer, second guess, and be quiet about our strong points. Sometimes, to me, confidence can feel like waves of the sea. They ebb and flow. And I think it has a lot to do with the way we've been conditioned to see ourselves and measure our self-worth, defined and constrained by everyone else. It can get pretty hard to define our own worth and validate ourselves with all the societal pressures to look a certain way, act a certain way, perform a certain way, and be perfectly pleasing in all of it. This kind of pressure can tear away at our self-confidence. And because some of us have begun to define ourselves by what we do and how people respond to us, our self-esteem takes a hit too. So much so that it begs the question, could you love you and how you do what you do if nothing changes about you? We are a country obsessed with changing and improving ourselves. Some of us spend so much time analyzing, degrading, fixing, and rejecting ourselves that it's almost a lifetime before we learn to accept and embrace ourselves, much less our strong points and strengths. One of the pillars of success is to know and embrace who you are. Another is to know what you can do. So I encourage you to take some time this week and jot down your strengths, the things you're great at, and the things you're good at too. Don't rush. Be detailed. If you've done this before, give yourself a fresh new opportunity to see how much you've grown and how far you've come. Go a step further and write your milestones, what you achieved, the obstacles you faced, and what it cost to get there. Then take a moment to celebrate what you see and what you acknowledged there. Also, take a moment to write down what you are not so great at, what you're not good at all. Some people call it weaknesses. I just call it humanity. And what about the things you deemed as failure? Give them a moment of your time too. Have you laid them to rest? If it required this, have you forgiven yourself? Was there a need to forgive anyone else? Was there a lesson in the process or takeaway that you could share with someone that could learn from your journey so far? Why would any of this be important? Because we're multi-dimensional beings, and it's important to acknowledge and accept these sides too, because they present their own opportunities, not so much to improve ourselves, but to connect with others that soar in these areas, just like we soar in our strengths. Like puzzle pieces, we find our fit. Ascension requires self-awareness and risk. Risk requires instinct to make the right judgment calls and prayerful confidence that things will turn out like they should. The higher we go, the more we've got to trust ourselves, our instincts, our decisions. Even with the data and the advice of our teams, the final decision at some point will fall to each of us. And if you've mastered the level you're on, your next level might just be calling. So I celebrate you. I celebrate your gifts. I celebrate your abilities and your strengths. I celebrate your fortitude to make it this far in your journey, and you're still going strong. And I celebrate mine too. It has definitely been a year for the books. I've taken a leap of faith and gone full steam ahead as an entrepreneur. Moving our business toward traction that we can count on has been challenging, to say the least. But it's also been thrilling and life-affirming. I'm definitely learning to own it. And yet I would be remiss if I did acknowledge that my own confidence has taken several hits. But I've learned to celebrate my strengths, acknowledge my humanity and missed steps, and give myself some grace. A whole lot of it. And my confidence is right where it should be. We're establishing our brand, and I'm using my voice. I'm excited about my next chapter, and I'm excited about yours. I cannot wait to see what next year unfolds.